Alright, y'all, what is good? It's CD20 and we're back with another video. Today, we're reacting to the 7 levels of Geometry Dash player. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video, man.
Geometry Dash has levels to it, both in the literal sense and in terms of the skill brackets that every player falls into. My name is Nimpop, and in this video, we're going to be going over the 7 levels of Geometry Dash player.
Hold on, let me just inspect these people real quick. So we got Jinxie, Steak, Gay Guy. Okay, I'm joking. This is like Tay Talks or whatever that dude's name's girlfriend. This is EVW. I think this is Dorami and that's Zoink.
Starting with level 1, Beginner. Your friend gives you their phone, challenging you to play a game called Geometry Dash. You had never played the game before, but you decide to give it a shot. You give Stereo Madness a try, but you immediately die at 5%. Slowly but surely, you get the hang of the game and manage to beat.
Yeah, I forgot Plague Boy Max played Geometry Dash, bro. Bro, he took like 40 minutes to beat Stereo Madness. That genuinely pissed me off, bro.
Stereo Madness. Once you get home, you install GD Lite on your phone and complete the first few main levels over the next few days. You're considering upgrading from GD Lite to buying the full game. As your friend told you, you can make your own custom levels and even play other people's levels. This makes you curious on what the most difficult levels people have made in the game are. So you decide to look up the hardest Geometry Dash levels on YouTube. Then it really hits you how difficult GD can truly get.
I hate how people don't understand how hard the hardest levels in Geometry Dash are, bro. Like, some people just think, like, oh, if I spend a month on the hardest level, I'll just beat it. Bro. This ain't no ordinary game, bro. This game's different, bro. The hardest level is hard.
If you beat this level, Reef, you should run for president!
Jinxie, in my opinion, is a good example of a level 1 player. Beating
at least he knows, though.
And taking an interest to the game and community. Level 2. Novice. After seeing all the cool features, you decide to buy the full version of Geometry Dash. You continue beating the main levels and notice they start getting increasingly frustrating, taking more and more attempts to beat. But over the next few weeks, you keep playing and manage to beat all the main levels. But for you, this doesn't mean the game is over. In fact, you're now excited to play some of the community levels you've seen online. You first play what's most popular. You try Outer Space.
I think I first started playing Geometry Dash when I was like 4. It's crazy how I have been playing for like so long and I still haven't beat a hard demon yet, bro. Like, that's actually so crazy. Nah, but I do take breaks from the game every once in a while. I think the longest break I took from GD was like 1.5 years. But like, still though, that's crazy.
And I Spy with
I just suck at the game.
You also learn about some of the game's top players and YouTubers like Zoink and King Samalot. I think Steak is a good example of a level 2 player.
Also, chat, my fault for keep pausing it to talk about unnecessary stuff. But who y'all got? King Samalot or Vortrox? Who's the better YouTuber? In my opinion, King Samalot. But whoever y'all think is the better GD YouTuber, just leave a comment down below. But anyways, let me stop wasting our time.
Theory of everything too, and being decently familiar with the game's most popular levels and creators. Level 3. Decent.
By the way, who is that?
That's Jacksepticeye, a Geometry Dash player. You're telling all your friends about the game, and your YouTube feed starts to push you more Geometry Dash creators like Eric Van Wilderman, Vortrox, and a really goated YouTuber named Nimpop. You're now able to beat medium demons with enough practice.
And CD2 Yeah, and CD2 Yup.
Finally complete skeletal shenanigans after being mesmerized by how impressive the decoration looked compared to the main levels.
This looks so awesome.
You try out more of Geometry Dash's features like the gauntlets, which you have some fun playing. You then try the map packs and quickly find out they're complete garbage. You then take on your first hard demon like the legendary level 9 circles. It's a challenge, but after a couple thousand attempts, you finally beat it. An example of a decent player would be 8-Bit Ryan, beating a few medium demons pretty fast in early 2.2.
That's what called the gay guy. Yo, I apologize, bro. No way I just called 8-Bit Ryan gay. Chow, am I cooked?
Geometry Dash is quickly becoming one of your favorite games at this point, but you feel like you could use some upgrades to your setup to improve your skill to the next level. Level 4. Good. To improve your skill to the next level. Level 4. Good.
Alright.
For the mobile players, this is the point where most of you probably make the upgrade to play on PC to reduce your input delay.
I made that switch like a couple months ago, man. I made that switch like 2 months ago. Someone actually gifted me the game. Shout out Total Unit. But anyways, let's get it.
You decide you want to level up your peripherals to push your skill even higher. So you beg your parents to buy you a stereo device and a 144Hz monitor for your birthday. After plugging them into your setup, it hits you how much of a difference it makes in your gameplay. Finally, you discover the last piece of the puzzle, which is thankfully free this time. That being the Geode mod loader. You install mods like Eclipse to practice levels with no clip limits and start position switchers. And you also install
I'm like level 4. I think I'm level 4. I think I'm level 4.
Play online with your friends. All these upgrades and mods help you beat your first insane demon like Windy Landscape.
Alright, never mind. I'm not level 4. I'm level 3. I never beat no insane demon, bro. I never beat no insane demon.
Geometry Dash, your first extreme demon. You go for an easy one like Accu or Cataclysm, and it ends up being your first time taking over 10,000 attempts to beat a level. But after a long struggle, you manage to beat your first extreme demon.
That's TikTok's girlfriend.
You're
oh my god!
No, joking. Your TikToks, don't come after me. Don't come after me. I was joking, alright? I was joking. Chill, alright?
Despite the fact that you're now able to beat levels of the hardest difficulty in the entirety of Geometry Dash, you realize that within this single demon difficulty is still so much room to improve. An example of a good player would be Michelle, beating a couple insane demons and Cataclysm. An example of a good player would be Michelle. Difficulty is still so much room to improve. An example of a good player would be Michelle.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
No.
Beating a couple
I need to lock in.
No. Demon. Level 5. Great. You've now become the best player out of your friend group and are likely extremely knowledgeable about the GD community and its history. You've beaten most, if not all, the gauntlets and have amassed a good amount of stars. Now that you have all the hardware you need to max out your skill in Geometry Dash, you continue your journey beating harder and harder extreme demons. You go for a top 660 level like Bloodbath, the most iconic top 1 in Geometry Dash 660? History. Your attempt count for each new extreme demon is getting higher and higher, making it to the 30 to 50,000s. You then jump to a top 430 demon like Black Blizzard, and finally to a top 290 like XO. Most dedicated GD players might settle around the skill level, beating various extreme demons you find interesting, but not quite willing to dedicate the time required to beating demons any harder. But some players will take on the challenge of pushing their skills to its limits by setting your sights on your first list demon. I think players like Eric Van Wilderman and Vortrox fit well into the great skill bracket, beating many extreme demons with their hardest ones being around top 300. Level 6. Pro. You've known about the demon list for a while now. The top 150 hardest demons in the entire game. I haven't heard of him in a minute. All the blood, sweat, and tears you put into improving at GD, you're ready to finally beat one of these levels yourself. You find a demon in the extended list you're ready to beat as your first list demon. That demon being Renevant in my case. You get a 59 to 100% run, a 27 to 62% run, and before you know it, you have
he's talking about himself.
You decide to start streaming the level and logging your progress on your own channel. The attempt count starts rising like never before, to the 40, 50,000s, even to 100,000 attempts in some cases.
He's talking about his own case.
2 to 4 month grind, you finally beat your first list demon, becoming a certified Geometry Dash pro. Every level beyond this ends up being a similar case. You go for your first main list top 75 demon like the Golden or Tartarus, and continue to hone in your skill, spending tens of thousands of attempts and a couple months.
I remember when the Golden was number 2 on the demon list like yesterday, bro. It's so crazy how that was like a whole 3 years ago and Tartarus was 1. Sonic Wheeze Infinity. Bro, the nostalgia's kicking in, bro. Yo.
Months to beat each demon. I think players like Dorami and Aeon Air fit well into the pro category, having many list demons under their belt. But there remains one skill bracket that reigns above them all, that only a select few players could ever manage to reach. Level 7. Generational. To reach this level of skill in Geometry Dash requires a trifecta of hard work, hardware, and talent.
Pop off.
We're talking playing the game since a kid, having a 480Hz monitor and
wait.
The game since a kid, having a 480.
700. $1,000 for a monitor. No way someone's monitor costs more than my PC, bro. Chat. Am I broke? Nah, there's no way. Matter of fact, my PC was cheaper than this, bro.
Hertz monitor, and top-tier reaction
480?
time and muscle memory. In fact, to even make it to this tier of skill, you were an outlier from the start, likely beating your first demon levels within days of playing the game, and completing list demons in mere thousands of attempts. The only thing that could even be a challenge for you is completing a current top 1 demon, the hardest demon in the entire game. A level creator announces their new level, looking for verifiers. You step up and offer to verify their level. They accept, and you begin your journey to completing a level that pushes the boundaries of Geometry Dash to new heights. You grind for months through gameplay that the average person could never be in 100 years of playing the game.
I think he should be in this
after 100k
video.
plus attempts, you verify a new top 1.
Damn.
You become a legend in the community.
Yo,
your presence and
chat,
skill.
I don't think y'all understand how good Zoink actually is, though. For anyone new to Geometry Dash, bro, like, it's so crazy how he was the best player while he was 15. When he was 15, he was the best player in the world. And he's 50. Like, that's actually crazy, bro.
Impossible
when he was
to ignore.
15,
He becomes solidified in Geometry Dash history as a generational player. Prime examples of generational players are, of course, Zoink, W Popoff, Trick, and even players like Riot for his time period. Which brings me to an important point when trying to classify players. Certain players may be considered in categories above what they would generally be assigned to based on their hardest levels completed. Some good examples are Max Dash, a legend of the GD mobile community who could be considered a generational player despite never beating a top 1, due to the fact that he managed to beat the top 22 demon Firework on mobile, making the completion much more difficult. Or Keelandcraft, who at only 8 years old is managing to beat top 500 levels like Auditory.
This guy like actually makes me so jealous, bro. When I was 8, my hardest level, not even when I was 8, my hardest level was probably like blast processing. When I was 9, my hardest level was an easy demon, and this guy's out here beating Bloodbath. Like, bro,
Breaker, an insane achievement for such a young age.
I mean, I'm not even gonna be like, oh, I'm super trash, because he does have 480 FPS, and I only had 60 on my phone, so like, he does have a little advantage, you know, but still.
And the most obvious factor being
so you can't really like
players
blame
like
me
Riot
for
or
that.
N-Switch were without a doubt generational players for their time period. However, due to the rising skill ceiling over time, their achievements are not considered nearly as impressive today as they were back then, which is why you should use a bit of nuance when trying to classify your own or someone else's skill. That's the 7 levels of Geometry Dash player. Which skill level?
Alright, y'all, that was the 7 levels of Geometry Dash players. If you're watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to join us on Twitch at CD2Neat. Don't forget to join the Discord. All links in the bio. Anyways, bye.